Have no fear, the Duckster's here. Welcome to another episode of Duckster's Wolverine Garage. Where today, we're looking at probably one of the most prized possessions I have in the Wolverine Garage. This is my 1972 Honda CB750. This bike, my dad bought off of his best friend in the early 70s. Dennis was a custom bike builder and a draftsman. And he built choppers, beautiful ones. He was a painter, and he did very awesome custom work. At this time, he was building a Triumph chopper called Tequila Sunrise, and it was going to get that Tequila Sunrise cocktail color to it. One day, my dad, close friends with Dennis, walks in the door and sees Dennis sitting at the kitchen table with his hands on his head. What's going on, Dennis? He goes, too much money going out. Not enough money coming in. Dad goes, you need money? All right, fine. I'll buy Tequila Sunrise right now. And Dennis goes, no, Mike, I'll make a good money on Tequila Sunrise when she's done. But tell you what, Mike, if you really want to help me out, take over payments on that green 750 for me. That would really help me out. So Dad did. He took over payments on Dennis's CB750. And so my father bought this motorcycle when he was still single. My parents have been married over 45 years now. And Dad rode this before he dated my mom. Or met my mom. Because my mom learned to ride motorcycle, or attempted to ride motorcycle. And she wiped it out. It wasn't hurt at all, thank God. But she was trying. And my mom ended up being, she rode her motorcycle all the way from where I grew up all the way to Nova Scotia and back, and lived to tell the tale. So, yeah. So this bike, I had to mildly restore. She still bears her original paint and her original side covers. And the color is Valley Green. And I do love it. It is beautiful. And it's the only one that gets the gold stripe. And everything else is black. The popular color of the year was candy gold. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a gorgeous color. It's like butterscotch candy gold. And it's just beautiful color. But I'm really partial to the Valley Green. There are only 4 colors in 72. There was the Valley Green. There was the candy gold. I believe there was red. And I think there was blue. And the blue is really light, like petty blue, which is really attractive. But yeah, this bike bears her original paint. This is perfect. The other side is wrinkled. It's folded in. It's half the distance that you see here on the other side. And I think my mom hit the trash can with it. So, hey, at least it's a cool story why it's damaged. That's when she wiped it out. It just got out from under her. The Sissy Bar is my father's edition, or he bought it with that, one of the two. And it's original to the bike. My dad parked this bike. It was last tagged in 1983 when I was just a little guy. And I do remember riding bike with Dad on the CB750. And there's a picture of Dad and I on this motorcycle. This windshield I added, so it's not... Dad always rode it with no windshield. There's a picture of me and Dad. And my dad still has his groovy long hair and his Fu Manchu mustache and, looking cool like you did in the late 70s, early 80s. And Dad's driving, and I'm hanging on to the inside of these handlebars on this very motorcycle. So it sat in the garage and languished for years and years and years. It always sat inside, thank God. Was put inside in the 80s. And it really shows because, this was my father's pride and joy. Used to sit outside by the hydrangea bushes by the front door. And for years. So I was really happy when Dad finally pushed it in the garage. And so they had Hooker 2 into 4 or 4 into 2 mufflers on it. And as far back as I can remember, the header tubes were fine, but the actual mufflers themselves were absolutely rotted. So as far back as I can remember, it always had a really skanky, not usable exhaust. Like the insulation was hanging out of them. They were that bad. They were absolutely shot, even in the 80s. So I ended up having a 4 into 2 or 4 into 1 header, and then later I put a cherry bomb on it, and wow, Uncle Tony was right with that header extender because or the header extension, because when I put the cherry bomb on that 4 into 1 header, because it used to end right by my peg, and then that was loud and it really didn't have great throttle response. But when I put that cherry bomb on, it took it way out to about there, right about where the end of my finger is. What a difference. And now I understand why from Tony talking about header extension. So credit to you, Uncle Tony. You're the man. So after that, my friend Ryan, who is Freckle, he really enjoys vintage motorcycles, and he plays with all sorts of neat stuff. He let me buy from him an original CB750 exhaust, just like she had when she was factory, boys. No, she's not grade A. She's like a C grade. She's got a little rust, but it is what it is, and all the imperfections you can't see. Yay! And I'll tell you what, the 4 into 4 exhaust, factory style exhaust that she's got, it makes this bike sound great with no baffles. You got a baffle that just bolts in, and I have the baffles, and I never put them in because it just sounds awesome with the open, unbaffled 4 into 4 exhaust. And I doubled the mileage on this motorcycle. So whatever she shows on the clock, here's our gauge cluster. 26,366. I doubled the mileage on this motorcycle. And the bike runs superbly. I don't run her as much as I should anymore. And still runs her points. And she runs great. Minty on points, boys. And labor of love. I love this motorcycle. And you know, I have a daily driver. She's over there she's still in her winter slumber. I haven't broke her out for the season, but I have a 97 Honda Valkyrie, and that's my daily. But as much as I love my 1500cc Honda Valkyrie Opposed 6, that's a wonderful bike. There's a little part of me that still wants my CB750. Great bike. Long living, good power, decent economy, lots of snort, 70 horsepower. Great bike. My friend Ryan gave me this Drag Specialties crash bar, and it actually saved that 4 into 1 header that I had. I actually checked a curb. Some guy cut me off at pulling into a gas station, and I took the curb, and that crash bar took most of the abuse and saved my tube. Still put a dimple in it. But I'll tell you what, at least I just had a dinged header tube instead of a broken engine block, because that's exactly what was going to happen. So that thing has literally, it was free to begin with, but it paid for itself that day. And yeah, also those highway pegs are minty on long trips. I've driven this thing to the bridge, which is like 4 hours one way. And yes, I used to long haul this thing. And wonderful motorcycle. And I have the original title to it that has my dad's address on it from our family farm from the 70s. They retired it and issued me an actual real title for it, but they let me keep it. So yeah, that's my motorcycle. One of my motorcycles. I've got others. Ooh, CBX. Yeah, that's a project that I'll cover another time on Dougster's Wolverine Garage. But that is a 1047cc inline 6 CBX 79, 1979 or 78. Sorry, world's fastest production motorcycle. And then there, still in her winter garb, as I mentioned before, is my 97 Valkyrie. And love motorcycles. I love anything that guzzles gasoline. And then here in her winter garb is Lady Dougster's 95 or 96 Triumph Thunderbird 900. It's a triple. And she's well optioned for the year. She's got competition mufflers on it. And she just barks, boys. Barks. She's loud. And I love it. You get a fistful of her and she tells you the what for. So if you like motorcycles and all sorts of other neat stuff, come check out Dougster's Wolverine Garage. I mean, I got all sorts of neat crap in this garage. So, yeah. Check me out, guys. Later.